from Numancia, Aklan, in Western Visayas in the Philippines. I'm having my morning cup of tea. Tea is my choice of drink for now. Seems to be lowering my creatinine level. I'm drinking more green tea than coffee. So, man, I think I'm just going to stick to green green tea for now since it's improving. It's improving my health. Anything to do about my health, I'm all about my health. Uh, I was just watching James and Karen's adventure. James went live. I was like, "Whoa, James is live!" But I said, I was just watching the live, so I was waiting. I was waiting for James to get offline. I didn't want to go online, live while he was doing this live stream. But good live stream, from James. He was talking about how YouTube is, remove the comments on his latest video. Uh, and then people were commenting. I saw HD comment, Biggest Will. They were saying that even on the live stream, their comment was like getting, looks like what it was, that shadow deleted or something like that by YouTube. It's like, hey, good morning, Charlie Latz, my brother in Boston. Hey, Merle, look, there he is, Merle. We were just saying good morning to each other, and Merle was telling me he went snorkeling yesterday in Boracay Island. Man, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous, man. Merle can go snorkeling at any time that he wants. He can go snorkeling in Boracay Island anytime that he wants. Just amazing, man. He is so lucky. He is so lucky. Hey, Joe Cano, good morning, brother Joe Cano. All right, Joe, peace from Charlie Lance, Joe Cano. Good morning, Mr. Chair Force. That's me, man, Mr. Chair Force. I got my Air Force. That's what the other military services call us in the Chair Force, and I'm proud, man. I'm proud to be a Chair Force, man. I served 20 years in the Chair Force, so I'm proud of my service. Charlie Lance, Merle. All right, Merle. Rest in peace. Oh wow, I didn't know that. Wow, rest in peace. I did not know that. I follow NASCAR, and I know who. No, I'll have to look it up. I have to look it up online. I haven't been looking at American news at all. I'm focused. I'm focused on the Filipino news because, man, there's so much stuff going on here, and that's what I want to report on my live stream is what's going on here in the Philippines. So I'm more focused on Philippine news. Really haven't really paid attention to a lot of stuff going on in America anymore, like politics in America. Even here in the Philippines, I did report I think last week regarding the Senate in the Philippines. But to me, you know, uh, it's pointless. It's a waste of time. It's almost like the same thing with politics in the United States with the Republicans and the Democrats. You don't know who to believe anymore in the United States. So I don't get into politics. It's the same thing here. What I saw after what happened at the Philippine Senate, that was the last time. It's like I'll still watch it because to me, I like to stay on top of things here in the Philippines, politics in the Philippines. But I won't be talking about it in this on my live streams because I will just be wasting your time. Philippine politics. If you think American politics is silly, the Philippines takes it to another level, and it's a total waste of time. Doesn't really affect expats here in the Philippines. Expats here in the Philippines are retired, enjoying their life. The last thing they want to hear is Philippine politics over here. Charlie Lass, Vegas Will with a wave. All right. Jareen, hello. Oh, Colorado. All right, Colorado, man. I wish I had Colorado weather right now. I used to go to Colorado Springs every year. I used to be part of the enhanced flight screening of wannabe pilots in the United States Air Force. And one of my job was like going to the Air Force Academy. I did that for like 4 straight years, and we medically screened all the cadets, that want to become pilots or have time on the trainer. At the time, I think it was the T-37. It was like one of those small planes, propeller planes. The instructor pilot is on the plane. The cadet was on the, like they're teaching him how to fly an airplane. And what's funny about that plane, I remember, was they don't have those ejection buttons like in jets. Basically, if you're up there and you have to like ditch the airplane, you have to like remove the top, and the two people that's on the plane, they got parachutes, man. It's like, but that was a cool job. That's what I remember about Colorado, my time in Colorado Springs. Polly, you're beautiful. Oh wow, I'm beautiful. I've never heard that before, man. Nobody has ever called me beautiful. But thank you so much for the kind words. Jokano, hi Charlie and Merle. Hey Charlie from Vegasville. Off today, so I can comment here. Haha. All right, Vegasville. Fire away, brother. Fire away. Happy to read your comments. Fortune, good AM, Gino, family, and the Panay Posse. All right, Fortune. I was editing videos this morning. I did my morning walk, and after my morning walk, usually I try to get on like at 6:30, and then I saw, oh, James is online, so I was just gonna wait till James was done. It's not like I have a time, It's like, if he got done at 8, 8:30, doesn't matter. I'll just wait, It's like not a big deal, I never scheduled the live stream, so it's not, I do it, I try to do it every other day, that way it's a manageable. At one time I was doing daily live stream, but that just got to be too much, and then I run out of stuff to talk about. It's like even the news here. It's like you have to like let it like more news to report here. Good AM, Charlie, Merle, Joe, Will. Thank you, Fortune. Like and subscribe, says Fortune. Path training plane crash. I saw that one. I saw that like Philippine Air Force training plane. I saw that crash. Not one of the things I was going to report, but I did see that in the news. I did see that in the news here in the Philippines. Man, it's like those training pilots when want to become a pilot, even in the Philippine Air Force, United States Air Force, and then even when you become a pilot, man, planes crash. It's like during my career, 20 year in the United States Air Force, I have witnessed, F-16s, F-4s that, these are experienced pilots, mechanical failure, fire in the jet, and they have to eject and ditch the plane. That stuff happens, man. It's a dangerous job. It's like I think we take that for granted. You look at pilots. They're badass anyway, right? When you see a pilot, they got that Type A personality. They're cocky. They got it going on. But man, sometimes they have to be like that because they are doing dangerous work. Dangerous work, even during peacetime, even during that war. They're doing dangerous work. It's not easy. They make it look simple, but becoming a pilot and being a pilot, man, that's no joke. I was around them for 20 years, man, so I know. Good day and fortune. Can't believe the Spurs lost. Instructor was lady pilot, PMA 20 trainee, was male pilot, PMA. Oh, okay, all right. Saw the news, but I didn't really got into the reading the story, but I did see it. It did pop on my Facebook. Morning fortune for Jokanu, and also for Spursville. OKC. Well, fortune, the Spurs got their split. That's more than what you want, right? When you go to like hostile territory, get that 1-1 split. Now they got home court advantage. Home court advantage is the Spurs now. Jokanu, morning fortune. Merle. Okay, I snorkeled, ate dinner, Ooh, fresh sinigang fish and porks. Ooh, wow, man. Man, Merle is eating good. Walk on White Beach, Boracay, and listen to live band. Ended up the night at Epic. All right, you got to check out Epic. All right, man. On my way home, I picked up fresh. Ooh, man, it jumped. It jumped, man. Let me go back. Let me go back here. Fresh fruits. Life is great, man. Happy to hear that, Merle. And I know you're gonna have many, many days of life is good. Life is great, man. You're in Boracay Island, man. You are living in paradise, brother. Fortune. Anyway, we got one away. Yeah, exactly right. If you get take care of business at home, you should have you should be good. You should be good, Fortune. I root for the Spurs too. I lived in San Antonio for 4 years. Many saw many Spurs games, so I've always liked San Antonio also. Yeah, Fortune, that game looks like WWE. Rest are blindfold. WWE, well, it's the playoffs, you know. The playoffs, they allow a little bit more physicality. Physicality in the playoffs. Good morning. Hey, rice and beans, beans and rice, man. I love that handle, man. That was cool that you came up with that handle, man. I'm gonna lower the blinds a little bit here, man. The sun, man, it's like blinding me here, man. Let me lower. I got these Korean blinds, pretty cool blinds. You know, kind of like it's kind of like raising the flag and lowering the flag. You know, it's got the blind contraption on the right side that better now because the sun was like direct. And speaking of the sun, let me do the weather, man. Numancia weather, man. It is hot this morning, man. I walked and I was sweating. James mentioned on this live stream that it rained in this area, but here it didn't rain. Yesterday it did rain a little bit, but last night we didn't get any rain. It was dry this morning. 80 degrees right now, 80 degrees Fahrenheit here in Numancia, Glen. The Pag-asa website looks like it says a trough of a low pressure area system in the Caraga and Davao region. So they're expecting scattered rains and thunderstorms in that area. Metro Manila and the rest of the Philippines, pretty much the same weather. Partly cloudy, cloudy skies, isolated rain showers, but it is hot. You know, we're now in May 22nd, and it is hot here in the Philippines. There's over 50 over 50 areas here in the Philippines today, May 22nd. Danger level as far as the weather, temperatures. The danger level when you reach above 40, and I'm going to list it out some of the areas here, but most of these areas, there was one area, let me see, it hit like 47 was the heat index. That was the hottest yesterday. Let me pull up my information here. Ooh, let me see. Let me move that there. But there was one place that they reached 47 degrees Celsius, which is like, man, it's just like extremely hot. Extremely hot, man. Yeah, I've got my laptop here. Let's see. Ooh, I didn't save it. All right, let me just, sorry about this. I thought I had saved I make a live stream folder with all my news items, but it did not put it there. It just put it under my download. Under my download. I was just doing all these stories this morning. So there you go. There you go. This so 47 degrees Celsius. That is 116 degrees Fahrenheit yesterday at Taytay, Rizal. That was the highest recorded heat index yesterday. But today, many areas are going to be over 50 areas will reach danger. Uh, Dagupan City in Pangasinan, Apari in Cagayan, Tuguegarao City in Cagayan, Baler Aurora. Baler's got some good beaches, I'm told. I've never been to Baler, but I've seen postings and videos of Baler in Luzon. San Ildefonso, Bulacan, Sangli Point, Cavite, and Alabat, Quezon. All those places are going to hit 45 degrees Celsius, 113 degrees Fahrenheit. And then areas in Metro Manila, of course, always hot in Metro Manila because you don't have a lot of trees, a lot of coverage. Everything in Manila is like a concrete jungle, houses, buildings. It's hot. When you live in Manila, man, it's hot in that area. The dollar exchange rate, we're at 61.50. 61.50. But I'm even seeing posts on Facebook. People are getting higher exchange rate when they send money to themselves here in the Philippines. I know JP, I know the other day, JP, he got almost 61.90 on the exchange. I was like, man, what are you using? I need to find what are you using to send money, man. He was like getting a great exchange rate. Merle, good morning, Panay Posse, and to all the viewer, Dazzle Deep. Good, Gino is a good friend. All right, thank you, Merle. Thank you so much, brother. Nellis Air Force Base. Oh, I've been to Nellis Air Force Base several times. I've been to northern Las Vegas area. Been in that area. Back in the 80s, I used to attend what's called Red Flag, but I've also visited that area before I left the United States. I have friends. I have friends in Vegas, man. And I have my cousin, one of my favorite cousin, my Kuya Beng. I call him Kuya Beng. He's older than me. He's in his 70s, but I, I, I always looked up to him. Yeah, when I was a kid, I kind of idolized him. He lived a great, good life, and he's still living a good life in Las Vegas. Busy training summer, so live, loud every. Oh yeah, that's the thing, Vegasville. You got to remember, man, those bases, Nellis Air Force Base, that base was there before the city of Las Vegas bloomed. They were there before all the housing, even right outside the gate. Back in the day, that was just a military base in the middle of the desert. So and it's government property, man. It's like I grew up, it's like my 20 years in the military. What we call that sound that you hear, man, we call that the sound of freedom. That's what the fighter jets taking off, and you hear that roar of the sound of the jets. That is the sound of freedom, my brother. Today, Knicks, Cavs. I saw that game fortune how the Cavaliers collapsed. I've never man 22 points right in the last 7 minutes they collapsed, man. But it was still a good fun game to watch. Happy for the Knicks fans. Happy for the Knicks fans. They were like jumping up for joy, man. Yeah, Gino is a good person. Thank you for everything you do for the Philippines and expat. I love to do it, Vegasville. I love to do it. I enjoy helping people find a good life in the Philippines. It's a blessing to me also. Like when I meet friends now, like yesterday, JP was like, I got the hats made. He had made the Panay Posse. It's in our room. It's in the cabinet upstairs. But he made JP had Panay Posse hats made, and he goes, I want to give you the Panay Posse hats. So when people come, you can pat. I could have given one to Merle, but next time, Merle, I got you a hat, and I'll get you a cup too, man. I'll get you a cup too. I ran out of cups, man. There's so many of you coming, man. I'm running out of cups. Now we got hats, so I'll make sure Merle gets one, also one cup, one hat. But I met JP. He's like, he went to the 7-Eleven right outside, and we just sat there, talked. He headed to Pandan Antique. Pandan Antique. He was on Blue Arrow. He's been sick for the last week or so, hasn't been feeling good. But yesterday he got up in the morning. He said he felt good. And he said, man, I got to get out of my apartment, He drove he rode Blue Arrow, uh, uh, his Aerox 155cc motorbike. And then we chit chatted, and then off he went. Off he went. He from my house here, from the 7-Eleven, it's about an hour to get to a Pandan Antique. And the only reason JP was going to Pandan Antique is like he found a restaurant there that served shrimp sisig that he liked. He liked the shrimp sisig. He said, I'm going back to that shrimp sisig. So he went on an adventure yesterday. Jukanu, two Navy planes crashed into each other at air show here in Idaho. Oh man, it's unfortunate, man, to hear that. Hey, during my career, man, that was one of the things they changed a lot of the setup on the air shows because one year, I think it was in Germany, where a jet crashed and it crashed through the crowd. When I was in the military, I was in the medical field in the military. So every year at the military bases where I work, we always had an air show, and everybody had the fun in the air show. But us medical people, we were always like on alert because of that, because of possible crash of a plane. We practice a mass casualty scenario before the air show. We'll do a couple of mass casualty exercise, so we all know what we're supposed to do just in case a crash happens on the air shows. Able Yeah, and a lot of it, Joe, they've learned from past experience with the air show. Before they like to like do flybys in the crowd, because crowd is looking up the air show, right? And then they want to buzz you, right? And you feel that boom, you're watching, oh wow, people screaming, but they don't do that anymore because that happened. I think it was Germany. I know it was overseas back in the day that that accident happened. Ever since then, you can watch the air show. You can watch the Blue Angels, Thunderbirds doing their thing, but they do it in far from a distance from the crowd. And if anything happens, they can bail out and eject from the jet. Lucky for Joe, lucky for Joe. I'm cooking. Merle, I'm cooking my breakfast again. All right, man. See, Merle's got a good spot, man, in the new. My friend Rosalie's Airbnb, it's like Merle's Airbnb, 20,000 pesos, $350 a month. But his electricity, his water, his cable, propane tank full. It's like no extra charge. No hidden charges. No hidden charges. So for the next month, while he's looking for a more permanent situation, no electric bill, no water bill, no internet bill. Man, man, you can't beat that. For Boracay Island, 5-minute walk to the Nibi Beach for my good buddy Merle. Yesterday, he shared a picture. He had gone to a city mall grocery, got himself for him to cook breakfast, bread, corned beef, eggs, coffee. So I'm sure that's what Merle's doing right now. Had a walk on the beach, come back, have breakfast, man. That's good to hear, Merle. Enjoy the Philippines. Oh man, you guys don't have to worry about Merle, man. He's gonna have an amazing time in Boracay Island. Thank you po for Merle. You have all the time to explore there, Merle. Many beaches. Oh yeah, right. I actually gave Merle one of my. I have those hop on, hop off bus because I don't use it. I have a card. Dazzle have a card. So one of the cards I gave it to Merle, and those hop on and hop off bus cards. You just you see the buses going in tiny buses. They're not gigantic buses. They're like mini buses in Boracay Island. You basically just flag them down anywhere. There's not like a few bus stops, but you can flag them anywhere. Merle can just hop on it air conditioned minibus and show his card. And that bus is it's like a like a with your phone. You can load the car. So every time you can load the card. So every time you hop on, they just there's a conductor with a fancy scanner. You scan it, you ride, and man, he can ride the entire Boracay on the hop on and hop off bus and make stops everywhere. All the beaches. It hit all the beaches in Boracay. He's got time. I told Merle, take your time, man. It's like you're gonna see, different parts. He was talking about getting a bicycle. I think it's a great idea. Great idea for Merle to buy a bicycle in Boracay. That would be great exercise, good transportation to have in Boracay. Good morning, JP Calibo. Good morning, Gino and the posse. Hey, JP, let us know how that shrimp sisig and your trip to Pandan Antique went yesterday, man. Good AM, JP. Jareen. I was Army and Air Force National Guard. All right, thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. We'll have 38 years of federal service. Wow. Plan to move to the Philippines 2028. Married to. All right, man. Uh, I would congratulate you now, man, because 2028 is just right around the corner. Thank you for your service again, and you will have a great life here with your pension in the military, pension in federal service. Man, you're gonna have a great life here in the Philippines. Medical is available for us here. I have TRICARE. I use TRICARE here all the time. TRICARE certified facilities, TRICARE preferred facilities, medical care. You don't have to worry about medical care for you and your wife in the Philippines, and that is a blessing. That is a blessing here. GP went to Pandan, my other hometown. I know, Fortune, right? That's your other hometown. Retirement life is great. No more alarm clock. I just do things spontaneously and do whatever. And that's what we do, right? That it's like for me, it's like, I don't have a schedule, it's like I just do like today, it's like whatever comes up, whatever comes up. But once Dazzle and Leanna wakes up, that's what I'll do, whatever they decide they want to do. Uh, Let me see. Let me do some reporting here, some of the news. I'll try to keep track of the messages on the live stream. There was an earthquake again. Uh, Man, it's like almost like nonstop earthquakes. The past year here in the Philippines, we're getting, there's daily earthquakes here, but some of them are like so minute that we don't feel it. But more and more, like this one, magnitude 4.8. That's a strong earthquake here in the Philippines. 4.8. It happened in Surigao del Norte, 10:26 a.m. on May 20th. May 20th, Surigao del Norte in Mindanao, 4.8 earthquake. And then there was we'll be getting more rain now. Any day now, usually the end of May, beginning of June, start of a habagat season. But we're almost kind of starting to feel that now. It's still hot. It's still summer hot right now, but you can kind of sense the shift now to like we're getting more thunderstorms. And the habagat is monsoon rains, and it's a big downpour every time. It's one of those. I experienced it when I was living in Arizona, in Tucson, Arizona. It might just rain for like 45 minutes to 1 hour, but it's like heavy rain. And with that, it causes flooding. Uh, but the flood usually, flood the streets, but in an hour or two, the flood is gone. A lot of that is like poor drainage a lot of times. Even in Calibo, if we get like a big thunderstorm that lasts an hour, there's areas in Calibo that floods. Very typical here in the Philippines, like this one. Uh, BF Resort Village in Las Piñas in Metro Manila. It got flooded because of a thunderstorm. Very common. Happens all over the Philippines, but nothing to worry. The water recedes. Heck, half the time, kids are playing outside, you know, running around in the rain. If it happens during the daytime, kids like to play in the rain here. And then sometimes, uh, unfortunately, that like even small bridges, not the big bridges, but like small bridges collapse because of these thunderstorm or quick flooding when you have like a flash flood like this one. Bridge collapses in Davao City after flooding. So even though we're experiencing like hot weather, heat indexes, you get that big thunderstorm here this time of the year, flash flood. Next thing you know, it's like collapsing some of these small bridges, small bridges. A bridge connecting Kalawa and Mandug in Davao City collapsed due to flooding triggered by heavy rains on the evening. Yeah, you know, on the evening of May 18th. So that happens. You know, it's just let me see here. I saw this article here. I wanted to share this. Cebu Pacific suspends flights from Iloilo to Dumaguete amid rising fuel costs and weak demand. So they had that flight from Iloilo City to Dumaguete City, so they temporarily shut that flight down. And I'm seeing more and more of that. That they're not just Iloilo to Dumaguete. They're reducing flights. Even when I was at Boracay Airport, I was talking to the security guard there. He had noticed usually Boracay gets about 40 flights, the airport in Katiklan and Nabasaklan, Boracay Airport, about 40 flights land in there daily because of Boracay Island. And there's been a drop, you know. You can even sense it, you know, like when I was there waiting on Merle. Even there's usually one after the other plane landing, long line of people trying to get on the tricycle. Not the same dynamic, not the same dynamic now. And then we're towards the end of summer vacation here now. You know, it's like school starts June 8th. And here in the provinces, same with other provinces in the Philippines. There's this event that if June 8th is the start of school, that week before, the whole week, it's called is Brigada Escuela, the school brigade. The public school here wants the kids and parents too. We're supposed to volunteer too. Our time to go to the public school and start cleaning the classroom, cleaning, you know, because the schools have been closed for 2 months. Dusty. You know, the classrooms are dusty. It's usually the time when, like, I'm going to find out Leanna's classroom. She's going to be in the eighth grade, grade eight. Um, I'm going to find out that her classroom, if the electric fan works, or do they have a water cooler, a cold water dispenser for the kids. I even heard that this summertime there was some theft. Unfortunately, people went into the school, Numancia Integrated School, and stole some fans, stand fans, and all that. So I'll find out. I'll find out what Leanna's classroom needs before the start of school. But cleaning of the school, the probably like the yard, the stage where they do events. Very busy here. The first week of June, and then June 8th is the first day of school. So they canceled the. So if you're in Iloilo City, currently there will be no flights to Dumaguete City from Iloilo City. Aside from the Iloilo Dumaguete suspension, direct international flights from Iloilo to Bangkok and Singapore have also been temporarily suspended. So there were flights from Iloilo City direct to Singapore, also direct to Thailand. They canceled that flight too. So more likely, if you're in Iloilo City, you're gonna have to fly to Manila and catch the Thailand or the Singapore flights. Again, a lot of it is because the rising cost of jet fuel, rising cost of airfare, man. You can just go to check the airfares right now, man. They are expensive. They're expensive, and if most people now, I even saw it where they go to Boracay. It was popular to just from Manila or to just fly to Boracay Island because that's a quick 45-minute 1 hour flight from Manila. More people are traveling to Batangas and catching the ferry to go to Boracay. 12-hour ferry from Batangas on a boat because the rising cost of airfare. So they rather you can actually do this if you're in Metro Manila. You can go to Cubao. They have these buses in Cubao where you can get on the bus, air conditioned bus. The bus will take you to Batangas, and the whole bus will go on the boat. It'll go on the Roro, and then while your bus is on the Roro or roll on, roll off, you just like walk upstairs. So like there's an area you can select a seating area, or you can select an area with bunk beds. Where you can travel to Katiklan, Aklan. 12 hours on a ferry. Dazzle and I have done that. We have done that Roro. We've done it with To Go Ferry, and we've also ridden the Roro, roll on, roll off. So no flights right now from Iloilo City to Dumaguete City. I do a lot of walking. I know that. I know that. And Merle is saying he's doing a lot of walking. Man, Merle and I spent what's that, Monday and Tuesday together, and I'm pretty sure we hit about 20 kilometers those 2 days walking. We just walked all over Boracay Island, and I get tired. I ride the e-trike in the motorcycle. Yeah, that's it. I showed that to Merle. I taught him how, you know, don't ride the private ride. Ride the e-trikes in Boracay where there's passengers in it already. Because when you ride those e-trikes with passenger, it's kind of like a jeepney. It's kind of like a jeepney. Used to be 20 to 30 pesos, less than 50 cents. But there's been increase because of gas prices. Like sometimes 5 peso increase, sometimes 10 peso increase. And then I also showed him. I thought, we rode. I rode on one guy's motorbike. He rode on another guy's motorbike. The habal habal. There's plenty of those in Boracay. When you're walking in Boracay, guys on just motorbikes, and they got, you need a ride, and you just hop on the back of the motorbike, and they'll take you anywhere in Boracay. Cheaper a lot of times, cheaper to ride the habal habal, and they get you there a lot quicker. Good morning, brother, family, and the posse homies. Brian, soon to be Brian of Rojas City, Bye Bye Beach in Rojas City. Merle, I'm cooking my breakfast and buy my meal after that. Food is inexpensive. Jasper and Carinderia have delicious, right? I took Merle to Jasper. We ate at Jasper, long time institution in Boracay. I think since 1995. Air conditioned Carinderia. Merle and I ate breakfast at Jasper's in Boracay Island. This is Boracay Island now. This is a tourist destination. He had tapsilog, tapa, what's that? Fried rice and egg. He had a royal soft drink. I had the danggit, the fried fish, and then garlic rice and egg. And I had orange juice, the minute made orange juice. Both our breakfast cost. Merle paid for it. Thank you, Merle. Thank you, Merle, for the breakfast. But our breakfast together was $5 in Boracay Island. That was how cheap our breakfast was in Boracay Island. So now Merle knows he can eat there. Breakfast, lunch, dinner at Jasper, air conditioned facility, nice carinderia. They even have lugao, bacho, you name it. Barbecue in the evening time. And then there's another one. The Carinderia. Thank you for the spelling, Merle. Thank you. That's another one. It's instead of Carinderia, which is like it's actually a restaurant called Kanin. Kanin is like rice, Caninderia. And there's a couple of those in Boracay now. Budget meals in Boracay. Same style, food, warm, still hot if you get there at the right time. Uh, like before lunch, like 10, you get there at 10:30, 11 before, they're just taking out the trays and you can still see the food smoking hot. That is like the best time to eat and very inexpensive, very inexpensive. I'm back in Cebu. All right, Brian, back in Cebu today to finish up my SRRB requirements and then back to Iloilo tonight. All right, safe travels there, Brian. HD, Apex, best rates is on Wise. I've used different banks and charges gets you more than the rate. Take into account the charges, not just the rate. Yeah, you're right. You can come up with a spreadsheet. Come up with a spreadsheet, right? Like, some of them will charge, some of them say zero charge, but lower exchange rate. So, but thank you for the advice there, HD, for the viewers that I don't have Wise. I don't have Wise, and so, but I've heard a lot of good things. I've heard a lot of good things about Wise. Emilio, are you start soon building a new home? Not no rush, man. No rush for me to build in Katiklan in our land because for one, Emilio, building here in the Philippines is a headache, and it's like it's stress. It's stress. I rather wait till I get my Social Security in 2 years. That way, I'm not strapped for money. Strapped for money. That way, maybe every month whatever social security check I get, I'll pour it into like a bill. But even that, even if you're not, if even if it financially you can build anything here, a house, it's just stressful. I've never met anybody here in the Philippines that did a build, on the land that they build something that did not get stressed. You gotta stay. You have to stay on top of it. A lot of times, you have to be there and watch them. You have to watch them pour the cement, pour the foundation. The rebar steel on the hollow blocks or the found. You got to be there. You got to be watching them because if you don't, it's like your house might turn crooked. Your house might turn crooked, or disasters can happen if you're not on top of it. So to me, it's just like I said, I've never seen anybody build here that didn't get stressed. A lot of YouTubers will show you the build on their house, how fantastic the end result is. But to get there, to get to that end result, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare here in the Philippines. So many coming, Gino. I know. So many. You and JP going to have to open a Panay Posse accessory sorry stores. I know, man. It's like, but it's all good. It's all to me. It's all in fun. We're having a good time. JP's having a good time about it. I filmed him a little bit. A quick interview at 7-Eleven. So I'll edit that video. I'll post that video. But you can tell JP's just having a blast here, man. He has a great life now, man. He's retired, riding on Blue Arrow anywhere he wants. He's walking daily walks. When he's feeling good. When he's not sick, he's walking 5 kilometers a day, even more. Emil, bring me to Shrimp Sisig place next time. Oh, no worries, bro. Next time we're together, Emilio, I will find you Shrimp Sisig. Michael Manalastas. Good morning, brother J. Good morning, my brother from Northern California, Michael Manalastas. Good morning, everyone. I was talking to my housekeeper about her new job. Oh, okay. I know she got a teaching job, right? Your housekeeper got a new teaching job. Good AM, Brian. Good AM, HD. You're sneaky. Sneaky mean? Sneaky mean? I don't know what that means. I'm sneaky mean. I'm sneaky mean. Fortune. Good AM, Emilio. Good AM, Michael M. Merle. I even had a home service. Oh man, look at you now, Merle. You got like a home service massage. You know, like it was 500 pesos. I was paying. Yeah, yeah, for sure. I know you're paying a lot more in the U.S., but and $20 tip in the U.S., but $9 for a home service massage in Boracay. Man, you are living the life, Merle. Pandan was beautiful. I had sweet and sour squid. Ooh, wow, wow. I like sweet and sour squid before. I haven't eaten. I'm careful when I eat seafood now because I'm allergic to shellfish now. But I like the squid when they're tiny. I don't like the big squid because sometimes they get chewy on that. And fried shrimp. It was so good. I also went to a resort, bought a mango shake, and sat on a bamboo recliner and monitored the ocean for 2 hours. Right, man. I'm glad you had a great time, JP. That's awesome, man. Nothing like a mango shake in your hand, just looking at the ocean, that breeze hitting you, just thinking about nothing, right? Thinking about nothing, thinking about the good life and retirement life. Good to hear that. Good to hear that, JP. Fortune, nice, Merle. Great, JP. Hello, Fortune from HD. The next town after Pandan is Libertad. Libertad. And then it will be Borawanga, Aklan. Yeah. I've actually ridden that on my bicycle. Yeah, my mountain bike. We used to start in Katiklan, Fortune, we get to the port in Katiklan with our mountain bikes, and we would ride to Buruanga and then to Libertad and then Pandan, and then come back to like from Pandan to Nabas the other way. That was one of the loops on our bicycle, not a motorbike, and bicycle. And if you're familiar with the area, and I'm sure you are, Fortune. It's a lot of hills, man. You gotta have some strong legs, But that was back in the day when this like what uh, I used to do that 2011. There's like 15 years ago now, 15, 14 years ago. So I don't think I can do that anymore. I don't think I can do it. I don't have the legs anymore. Uh, I lost a lot of muscle mass during my cancer treatment. So uh, maybe someday a little bit around here, like flat, some flat rides. But those hills, man, very challenging hills. My relative's house in Pandan are just behind. All right, then. The next time I check, I'll go to Pandan, man. I'll message you, Fortune. That way, we go there. We go to Pandan. We like going to Malampati. So the next time I go there, I'll message you first. So maybe you can get an address and I can take a picture of your relative's house in Pandan because I did that. I did that for a friend of mine, Tim. Yo, Tim in Las Vegas. He goes, yeah, my father-in-law's house is here. Man, I Google Map his father-in-law's house. I went there, took a picture of the in front of his father-in-law's house, and I go, yo, Tim, your father-in-law's house. So hey, I could do that for you. I could do that for you, Fortune. Airlines have specific flight schedules from the airport. Sometimes it's worth airlines to fly an empty plane to maintain the schedule, but I guess Iloilo is not that busy. It is a busy airport. Iloilo City is a busy airport, man. But I think just because of the high fuel costs, and now the tickets are expensive, man. If I was in Iloilo City and I'm gonna fly to Dumaguete City, I would do that just because of the convenience, how quick it was. But with the prices so high now, man, I would rather ride a ferry to Bacolod, get on that fast craft 2 hour ferry ride to Bacolod, and then from Bacolod to Dumaguete is maybe 6 hours on a bus. But if that's gonna save me like 100% on the ticket or more, it's like if it's that trip might cost me 1,500 pesos instead of like 7,000 or 8,000 pesos, man. I'm riding the bus, man. I'm riding the bus. They're just not with the fuel costs. I think the domestic flights have just gone astronomical. Even Mike, that Philippines life. They went to Coron. They're in Palawan right now. He took the motorbike. He took the motorbike with Kat and Lara. They got on a boat. They got a boat in Caticlan, landed in Mindoro, rode the motorbike, landed in Coron. It's like, because it's a lot cheaper riding the ferry and the motorbike than flying. Flying direct, man. With three people, that's a lot of money. Pandan, that's Oh yeah, man. Pandan is, pretty much, Aklan Province, Antique Province, Capi Iloy. Man, the whole Panay Island, the four provinces in Panay Islands just got a lot of seafood. Seafood is the thing here. It's like early in the morning or late in the afternoon. Many areas just pop up stands right on the main highways here. They're closed during the day, but during the early in the morning, usually at sunset, all these stalls, they just pop up and fish are displayed, and you can just like pull in there, get your fish, get your seafood. We do not have a short supply of seafood here in Panay Island. Heck, Rojas City is the seafood capital of the Philippines, and I'm like an hour and a half away to drive to Rojas City from my house. It's a way to maintain the flight slot. Flight slot. Yes, yes. Daniel, hey Daniel. Hello, Daniel. Howdy and good morning to all my posse bros. All my posse bros. Hey, brother Gino from Pinay Heart. Thank you so much, Pinay Heart from Oceanside, California. Daniel, salute. Salute to Daniel. Fort JP Bryan, Pinay Heart. Hi, Daniel, Sergeant USA. Good one, Daniel, Pinay Heart. Hi, Kuya Fortune. Good day, Rance. Hey, good day, Rance. Good AM, Rance. Fortune. It takes months of planning. Even simple house repairs can stress you. Oh, I know, man. Even here, Dazzle and I, we've been debating for so long to add another room. Just add another room because we're probably going to have to build a wall, the ceiling, all the tiles, the AC, whatever, to build like add a room here in our lot. It's just a headache, man, because like the people that you're gonna have to deal with, it's like you're gonna have to hire people to do the work. You got to stay on top of them. Heck, you got to feed them. You got to feed them lunch. It's just a lot of work, man. Sometimes the work ethic of ordinary carpenters, laborers, and foremen can stress homeowners. Yeah, not sometimes. Not sometimes, friends. It's one thing if you can find relatives. Usually, relatives do a better job, but you know, I've been burned. I've been burned before. Recommendation from people. I've been burned. Even like my gate. I had to build the gate here, the metal gate. It's like it was a headache, even just dealing with that people that I hired. Heading to my appointment. All right, take care, Brian. Have a good day. Have a blessed day. Take care, Brian. Take care, Brian. Hey, there's my buddy Derek. There's my buddy Derek in Southern Leyte, the Cubs fans, the Chicago Cubs fan. Good morning from the sun. Just walk. All right, yeah, same thing. Derek. It's like he posts on Facebook in Leyte. Him and his wife. They're walking. They're walking in Southern Leyte. He even has that Strava, right? The Strava tracking his mileage of his walk. He's posting that every day. Good morning, bro. Hey, good morning. Happy Friday. Oh, it is Friday, man. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me, Michael, that is Michael C., my good brother in Trece Martires in Cavite. Good thing you reminded me it's Friday, man. I wasn't even thinking that it was Friday today. We call the small squid lucos adobo with. Oh man, that's like the best, Fortune. That is the best. That small squid. When you cook it adobo style, it's man. When you put it in your mouth, it's almost like eating butter. It's so tender. I love that, man. Uh, if you overcook the big squid, yeah, yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the big. I don't even order the big squid anymore. I know They cook it, they stuff it with like tomatoes, red onions, and they grill it. I'm not a fan because I've eaten too many chewy ones. After that, I just every time if I'm gonna eat squid, I'm asking for the baby ones, the baby squids. The giant squid, just have a tendency to be rubbery. Fortune, good AM, Derek, Michael C. How are you, Fortune from Merle? JP Kaliba, Blue Arrow loves the highway between Ibay and Pandan. Oh yeah, right. It's uh that turn, like when you get to Nabas, there's a fork where JP's talking about. If he makes a right, he's headed towards Katiklan. He makes a left and he's going to Pandan Antique. Man, they got that windy road there, smooth. Some of the smoothest road I've seen here, and not traveled at all by many vehicles, man. And then you'll pop up by the sign, "Welcome to Antique." Past that sign, nothing but rice fields. Both sides of the highways like rice fields. Just amazing, amazing view. She always wants to accelerate out of the corners. She always corners and had to slow her down when she gets past 80. Man, it's easy to get carried away there, JP. I know because there's not many vehicles and the roads are so smooth, and you're doing this, kind of like zigzagging, right? So and then it's like up and down a little bit, up and down. So on the downhill, you're going zigzag. I know exactly because when I'm driving my car, I gotta like look at the speedometer because uh, you kind of like you're not looking at your speedometer. You go fast, because the roads are so smooth, and that area once you're in Pandan, like Libertad, and then the Boruanga, really you get the effect of that. Antique province is known as where the ocean meets the mountains, where the sea meets because Pandan is like the whole coastline, the western coastline. You got like tall mountains in the coastline. Man, just amazing, amazing views on that coastline. Fortune, have you seen the video where the guy rubs the squid black stain over a week? Don't know. Now who are, because original cousin, oh, they're all in the US now. All right, all right. There are Sanchez, their families. There was a person that contacted me there, a retired military person living in the same area. You might be relatives to this guy, man. He's my friend on Facebook, but I got to look it up. I got to look it up, his name. I bought avocado shake from Kuya Lito's place in front of White Beach, and we talked for hours while people watching. I even had a conversation with an expat from Montana. He said he has lots of he has a lot of girlfriends from it's like but see, that's the thing, Merle. It's like one. When I left Merle the other day, we were had lunch, and then I took off. I told Merle, man, he's gonna meet so many people in Boracay. He's got the time. These people got the time, so I'm not worried about him. He's gonna meet a lot of locals, a lot of expats in Boracay. He's not gonna be bored there. People, think Boracay would be boring after a while. There's just so much stuff to do in Boracay. Fortune. Nope, HD. The shape of the Antique province is a seahorse. So the route you described, Gino, is like the okay, like the head, head of a seahorse. All right. Merle, I still have not found avocado ice cream or shakes. Oh wow, man. Avocado seasonal, JP, but that's why maybe you haven't found it. The guys that push with the bell, the dirty ice cream people, the dirty ice cream, sometimes they have avocado flavor, but again, it's seasonal. It's hit or miss with them. There's one guy that Dazzle likes buying that dirty ice cream from the vendor in Calibo. It's a younger guy that sells it, and when we're driving around and Dazzle sees him, baby, stop the car. We got to get dirty ice cream. It's funny. It's like he got an arm sleeve tattoo with just Wow, just squid ink. Oh man. Alberto Sanchez. Hello from Davao. All right. From Davao. Fortune, LOL HD. Maybe not yet in season. Yeah, that's what I have seen avocados though. Fortune at the Calibo public market area, the fruit stands. I have seen avocado because when I'm driving at Roas Avenue, I kind of slow down so I can kind of look, while I'm driving, look at the different fruits. And I saw a stack of avocados already. Cubs off today, as you said. Teams go, yeah, they go on highs and lows. I think the Dodgers are off today too. They just finished the series with the Padres. LOL, Merle. If you're single, you can really have lots of girlfriends there. I don't think Merle's the type. I don't think he's the type to have a lot of girlfriends. Good morning, Fortune, JP, and the whole Dazzle community. Thank you, Michael C. He's an Aussie man. People on the freeway would yell to him, "It's the squid arm, squid arms! It's the squid arms!" Embarrassing. I'm single, Fortune. No one is even looking at maybe because no, man, you're young. I was telling this to Merle, man. He's 55, man. It's like for retired expats here in the Philippines, 55 is like on the young side. You're on the young side, Merle. You're one of the younger retirees here from America. Most of your retirees are Social Security age, at least 62, at least 62. Hey, buddy, me and the wife are Washington State and considering moving there next year. All right. Hey, if you want to contact me, man, my contact information is in all our videos, like in the description box. You can go my messenger, WhatsApp, my email. Hey, if you need any help, if you have questions of different areas here in the field, I just don't help people in Panay Island. Even if you're not coming here, I've helped many people that's not coming here. Like Olson, he's undecided, but maybe Clark City area, Iloilo City. I've helped people move there. Dumaguete, I've helped move to Dumaguete. Cebu, I've helped people to Boal in Cebu. So whatever area you want to go, I've been to a lot of places in the Philippines, and if I haven't, I have a pretty good idea of the area, whether it's a city, whether it's a province that you're looking at to retire. Merle, just talk to people and oh yeah, Merle's man. He's got the personality, HG. I'm not worried about Merle. He's funny. He's got a good sense of humor. He's not shy. He's an extrovert. He'll say hello to vendors, to people. He's got the personality to meet a lot of people. Drinking your tea. Yep, drinking my tea still, man. It's cold now, but I still drink. I'll finish it. I always have dry mouth because of my radiation treatments. So I'm always constantly sipping something. If it's not water, it's tea, it's cocoa water, milk. Throughout the day, I'm always like drinking something because I have really dry mouth. My salivary glands got damaged during my radiation treatments. That's why on some of the videos or on the live stream, you notice I kind of like wipe my mouth, or it's always dry. My mouth is always dry, and I don't think it's gonna change now. It's been 3 years now. I've tried gargles. I've tried everything. The glands, I guess, just got damaged by radiation. Unless I do a transplant or something, and I don't want that. I'll live. I'll live with the dry mouth. Merle, the one you spoke to is younger. Merle, the one you spoke to is younger. Oh yeah, the person. Tagaytay na. I know, right? I forgot. My bad, Michael C. Hey, well, my bad. You told me, man. I should have known that. My mistake. My mistake. I've gotten used to. Say Michael C. now lives in Tagaytay. He lives in Tagaytay. Cooler temperatures in Tagaytay. I messed up. Michael C. That's funny. That's funny. I talked to them, but when they asked where I came from, I tell people I come from a yeah, I come from Olongapo. Smart move, Merle. Because Merle speaks Tagalog, so he can just tell I'm from Olongapo, and he is. He's not lying. He was born and raised in Olongapo City, so good move there, Merle. I do the same thing. I want them to want me for who I am, not the status, money, etc. NW Patriot. I am from Washington State, the dry side of the state. Oh, I must have missed a comment, man. See, sometimes it's not like I didn't read. Sometimes I miss a comment because oh, right there. Hey, buddy. Oh, okay. I didn't miss a comment. That's the guy that wants thinking of moving here because sometimes All right, yo, hey, there's Tim. Yo, Tim from Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. I agree, HD from Merle. All right, let me go get to the news again. Get to the news again. I know this. Let's see here. Where was this place? This one I saw just for information. Iloilo City, like I mentioned, to me it's like the best city in the Philippines. They're pouring in money into the Iloilo City. I just saw this article: $2 billion sports and cultural mega hub planned for Iloilo. Uh, lot of money pouring into Iloilo City, the stadium. It's gonna be awesome. Stadium for concerts, for sporting events. Uh, it says here, the mega complex is envisioned to accommodate approximately 15,000 to 20,000 spectators. And they can do that, man. Though if they have a facility for like concerts, like 20,000 people, they're going to sell that out in Iloilo City. People in Iloilo City, one thing I noticed, they got money. They got in Iloilo City, they got old money and they got what's called new money. It's like I just noticed Iloilo City's got. When I'm driving in Iloilo City, I'm looking at like some expensive vehicles. I'm seeing Mercedes Benz. I've seen a Tesla. I don't know where they charge that thing, but I've seen a Tesla in Iloilo City. Now the BYD, there's a BYD dealership. I'm seeing a lot more BYD vehicles in Iloilo City. But this they're going to call it the Iloilo Arena, and then they're going to call it the Iloilo Cultural Center. That's going to be amazing once that gets built. And then they're building, I know they're building Ayala Mall by the Atria, across the Atria. Lots of condominiums are being built in Iloilo City. That's going to be to me, it's going to be just going to keep growing. Iloilo City is just going to keep growing. More and more, even expats are moving to Iloilo City. All right. No electricity. JP, I gotta warn you, man. Tomorrow, uh, pretty much a lot of areas here in Aklan, like us included, we will not have electricity tomorrow, starting at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning till 7 a.m. and then another at 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. So not too bad. I thought it might have been one of those all day ones. Let me see. Oh yeah, it is all day because right here I'm one of the listed. I'm one of the listed people. There's areas like you got to read it. I'll send it to you, JP. Maybe you already have it from Nathan, the manager. But in our area here, 5 a.m. tomorrow till 6 p.m. we have no electricity tomorrow. This is a NGCP, scheduled power interruption, affecting coverage areas of Akelco. Akelco is like Aklan Electric. So tomorrow, areas in Ibahay, Nabas, Tangalan, uh, and we're included, Makato, Numancia, Lezo, Malinaw. no electricity tomorrow from 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. So we gotta have to figure out what we're gonna do tomorrow because when there's no electricity, man, it is hot. It is hot when there's no electricity. So I don't know even if I'm sure the mall will have electricity because they got generators. So maybe Grand Gaisano might be an option. But that's tomorrow here in our area of Calibo, JP. There's areas in Calibo that has electricity and areas without electricity. So you might want to check with Nathan, JP, whether. Uh, and then the following day, the Sunday, they're gonna have no electricity from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. in the whole mainland Malay and Boracay Island. So if you're in Boracay Island on Sunday, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., no electricity in Boracay Island. All of mainland Malay Aklan, Buruanga, portions of Nabas. So this weekend, I guess they're doing. It says here, what conduct preventive maintenance activity. Conduct preventive maintenance. So more likely they're gonna cut trees, things like that, giant trees that can damage. Yeah, because we're coming into the rainy season now in July, end of June, beginning of July. We're gonna, so you know these trees grow fast here, man, because this is a tropical nation. So a lot of when they shut us down, like for the whole day, 5 a.m. tomorrow to 6 p.m., all these people are cutting trees that's like hitting the power lines, so to make sure when the high winds come here. So I'll have to ask Dazzle what she wants to do tomorrow, since we don't have electricity for the whole day, pretty much. All right, all right. Okay. Oh, this one I caught this. I caught this article here because remember, the Nabotas fire, the landfill in Nabotas, really like a environmental disaster. The fire lasted for over a month, toxic fumes and all that. Well, there's landfills all over the Philippines because man, I guess the Philippines is one of those countries that just got a lot of trash. And unfortunately, a lot of the landfills here that I've seen now, they're not managed well. They're not managed well because landfills, when you do a landfill, you're supposed to bury. You're supposed to dig a big hole, put all the trash in there, bury it in soil, and then you still have to do maintenance to make sure toxic gas and methane gas doesn't get developed in that. But a lot of times what happens to a lot of landfills here, uh, they're not covered with soil. They dig a hole, they fill it with trash. All of a sudden that trash becomes a mountain of trash. They just don't manage it well, is what I've seen. Probably the cost of managing it, because now there's one that the DENR, that's like the Department of Environmental here in the Philippines, um, Malls Davao landfill. There's a Davao landfill that they're gonna suspend operation after trash slide. I've never even heard of this slide till last year. Last year there was a trash slide that happened in Cebu. So basically, you got this mountain of trash. Just like any landslide, trash can slide, and it kills people. It buries people in trash. Can you imagine that? It's like horrible, horrible thing. Right here, operations at the Davao City Sanitary Landfill in Barangay New Carmen face possible suspension after a trash slide on May 20, May 2 days ago, killed one person, injured two, and left two missing. Because you know, I've never even heard of it till last year, till it happened last year. So now it happened in Cebu. Now it's uh, happened in Davao, where a mountain of trash just became a landslide and buried people. Man, that's just horrible. Prayers, definitely prayers, God, go out to the families affected, man. The DNR said the incident underscores the urgent corrective measures: lack of discharge permit, failed effluent standard, inadequate treatment. Inspection also flagged steep slopes. That's what happens with the landfills. They become mountains, and it becomes steep slope of trash. So susceptible to like landfill slides. All right, let me see. Okay. Oh, right here, this story. I wanted to show this story to. All right, let me make sure I don't get too behind. Henry, how we're doing on this morning, Henry. I'm doing well. I had my morning walk already. Man, it is hot outside now. It is hot. I can see, man. It is like the sun is like the super hot, man. Ilo City won. Oh yeah, yeah, thank you for. I did see that. Ilo City won cleanest award again for the past year. That's I did see that. That's awesome. That's awesome. Is there a drinking water shortage in the Philippines? Drinking water shortage? Not that I know of. Not that I know of. Now, I would not recommend drinking out of the tap. I've spent 15 years here in the Philippines and I've never drank water from the tap. We always have to filter the water. There's like water refilling stations. They come in 5 gallon containers, blue, yeah, different colors now. But don't ever, just don't drink the tap water in the Philippines. But there's bottled water, the filtered water. The filtered water, like right now, I have three outside my door. The guy comes here. They charge me 30 pesos now per 5 gallon container. He'll pick up my empty container, fill it up with drinking water, and take it back for 30 pesos. 30 pesos, pick up and delivery. So for a dollar fifty for 15 gallons of drinking water. But I have now heard of like a water shortage, drinking water shortage. Heck, man, once July hits here, man, we're gonna start rainy season, man. We're gonna be flooded with water. I read that on Facebook, but wasn't sure if it was legit. Yeah, I haven't seen it. Forward it to me. Tim. I might research it, but I've not heard like a drinking water shortage. Hapa said hi. Hapa. Check out the landfill on Dungon East, Numancia. It's overflowing to the side of the wall, going into the. Oh wow, wow! That's not far. Dungon East. I know, not far from Liana's school. I've been to Dungon. There was an expat, military retiree friend of mine that came home to visit. That was, I guess, their hometown like a couple of years ago. So I know the area. I don't go there often because it's there's really, unless you know people there, there's really nothing to see there in Dongon East. Hey Albatos, my brother in Paranaque. Hello Albatos. Life is good. Life is good. That's like Albatos and I is like we always when we text each other, we always end it with life is good. Good to see you. Good to see you on the live stream, my brother. Renz. There was a thick smog in Metro Manila caused by the. Oh yeah, man. That's uh like I said, that's an environmental disaster in that Navotas landslide, the landfill fire, because it filled toxic air, in the air, and then now, if you can imagine, it's mountains of trash that burn, and they had to extinguish it with water. Well, that toxic water, where does it go? Where does it go? It goes to like the Navotas water system, like the rivers, the creeks. So now it's killing fish. It's killing fish in the area, you know. Hey, Castaway Drift, Castaway Drift. Good morning, Michael, my brother from another in Dumaguete City, the Duke of Duma, the Duke of Duma. Castaway Drift is his YouTube channel. He does live streams, walking live streams in Dumaguete City. If you're interested of like seeing what the street life here in the Philippines. Yeah. I wish I could do that. I wish I could do that live stream like that, like Michael. I could do it in Calibo, but we have like horrible data. That the signal here is horrible, man. You know, it's hit or miss in Calibo regarding like my smart data phone on my phone. Yeah, man, I can go in one corner and get good signal, and I can turn around to another corner. It's completely no bars. You know, it's like it's crazy. I guess we don't have enough of those towers, or maybe the towers that we have are like dated. You know, they're not advanced. But I do hear, you know, they're going to be offering soon. I know Globe. I might have to switch to Globe and ditch my smart, because Globe will offer a service that uses Starlink technology and Globe data technology. So I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for that to be offered here, and then I'll try it. I will give it a try. The smog covered a big portion of Metro Manila, abandoned but again, even as Antipo. Yeah, I reported it. I reported it on my live stream, Renz. I was, it's been a couple of weeks now. You know, I reported from the beginning. You know, it was still, at first I read there was a fire. Then it lasted a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month. You know, people in Makati were even complaining. They were seeing all this a fire at night. You know, at night, at nighttime, they could see the fire. So I could imagine all the smoke that came from that Nabotas landfill fire. Good AM, Michael S., the Duke of Duma. Happy Friday, hot indeed, man. It is hot. Man, I got the fan like straight at me. I know without this fan, I would be sweating here for sure. I would be sweating here. Good morning, Master Fortune. Hey, there's Belus, their expat life in the. Good morning, all. Salute, salute. The Wyoming cowboy, now the vanilla farmer in Leyte. Check out his channel right there, expat life Philippines. He had a man. He had like Mr. Armstrong was his guest. I was like, oh wow, you know, he's a very famous uh, blogger here, an expat blogger here that build homes. You know, build the. I remember the home they built, like where's that? Like in, I think it was in Vegan. I think in that area, Vegan. I watched their videos a while back, but you know he had. I don't think he stopped doing videos a while back, but he was a guest. He was a guest at Belus's channel. Fortune, good morning, Belus. Good morning, Belus from Fortune. JP, tap water from most tropical areas has drinking water issues. Philippine is right on par for drinking. Yeah, like I've never drank tap water here. It's been a long time I can remember that I drank tap water anyway. Even in the US, I wasn't drinking. In Tucson, Arizona, when I lived there, I didn't drink tap water in Tucson, Arizona. Sometimes it didn't come out clear. Tap water now, you just use tap water to like wash dishes and shower, but you don't want to be drinking tap water now. I don't care where you are, it's like slept in again. All right, hey man, that's awesome. That's awesome, Belisa. Fortune and all. Yes, waste management important. Very, very important. Very important. My wife boils the tap water, then run through a Brita. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I had one of those Brita filters at one time. The picture. It's got like the thing. Yeah, I have done that. I had that one time. But it get pricey after a while. Like changing the filter every month. So it seems like I've been drinking these 5 gallon filtered water here from the Mancha. I have a source. One guy. I've been getting our water the past 10 years from here, and we haven't been sick, the last 10 years living here in our house. So I'm good. I'm not changing the system. I'm one of those people that believe, when something's working, don't need to fix it. What's working, just keep it going, keep it going. I'm not going to switch to something that, that might not work. But so far, uh, my water refilling station, he picks up my containers, he delivers it to me. For 10 years now living in this house, so I'm good as far as drinking water. We also water from refilling station. Ours is the big one, the big round container. That's I bought that for Leanna's classroom like last year with the water cooler also. Ours is around. Then when outside we buy bottled water, bottled water. Why don't the Philippines have a big incinerator trash to make electricity? Uh, I bet, Derek, if I had to guess, to make electricity big incinerator, probably the cost that of something like that. And a lot of times, Derek, to me, this is just my opinion. This is my opinion. I think a lot of your electric companies here in the Philippines, they want to keep the infrastructure like not very good because they can charge people more. If they make the electric grid here, electric system so efficient, fuel costs and everything, then they can charge the consumer more. You got to realize electric companies in the Philippines, they're for money. It's all about the money in the Philippines. Like a lot of times when I hear people about the terrible infrastructure in the Philippines, a lot of it there's a reason why it's the infrastructure is dated, not modern, because they want to keep everything not modern and efficient because it will reduce the cost to the consumer, right? Our electricity bill in the Philippines, ever since I've lived here, it just keeps going up. It doesn't go down. If you build like more efficient ways to produce electricity, that will reduce the cost of our electricity and the charge to the consumer. That's just my opinion. Just my opinion. These companies like Meralco, they're in it for the money. They're in it for the money. They're not producing electricity and selling it to the consumer, not to make money. It's all about making money here. JP, is there enough signal for you and the sheriff to do a live from Calibo Public Market? Calibo Public Market. Uh, Probably not, JP, because I've tried sometimes to do a live stream, depending on where I'm at. I could try it. When the Caliph. If I start walking, I'll lose the connection. I've done it before. I've tried it, JP, where if I'm static, if I'm not moving, and I find a spot, I can do a live stream, and the data seems to work. But the minute I move, it'll start doing that, or it'll lock. It'll freeze me. So I stopped even trying because not worth it because people don't want to watch like that circle thing or me freezing. Oh, Gino, you're frozen. You're not working. I don't want to hassle people. That's why even here in the house, JP, if you notice, I used to go outside and show you the sun, show you the neighborhood here, right in close enough to my Wi-Fi. I don't even do that now because the minute I go outside my door, I lose you guys. It's like so I gave up. I'm just here. I'm sitting. I'll do the live stream. It is what it is. Maybe someday. Like I said, maybe with Globe, with the link with Globe and Starlink, maybe that will improve service. I'll cross my fingers. I'll cross my fingers. It's like, until I see it and try it and it works. Crossing my fingers. They don't share carrier network here. That's why you lose signal when you move outside of the coverage. They have tons of cell towers in Calibo. Yeah, man, they have tons of, you would think HD with the tons of cell towers in Calibo. I should be able to. I'm 5G, on an iPhone. I should be able to do a live stream on a 5G iPhone walking around Calibo. I can't do that, man. I can't. I've tried before. It freezes. It freezes the screen, and then you know. Uh, you can do cellular bonding method where it combines the different providers into one, gives you a stable signal for you. Yeah, you might be able to do that. Like if I'm in the house, maybe, right? But if you're walking, I don't know how that would work if I'm walking. I've never been able to do it. I've never been able to do it, and I've never seen anybody able to do it. There hasn't been any walking videos, yeah, a live stream in Calibo. Yeah, we drink water from the bottle in Vegas. Just yeah, everywhere, right? When I was living in the United States, man, I could it's been so long that I drank tap water. When I went from Japan to Tucson, Arizona, 2004, I wasn't drinking tap water in Arizona. It's like sometimes, like I said, yeah, that was 2004. The water don't come out clear. So I'm not, just to be safe, just to be safe. You just don't know what's in the water now. Happy Friday in Boracay. I'm going to work out oh, you found a gym, man. You want? Text me the gym, man. Text me the gym that you decided to go with, Merle. Play basketball, and I will see I can do the part. Oh, you're doing the part, man, Merle. Do the party boat, brother. Do the party boat. This retirement life is awesome. I do whatever I want. Hey, man, I'll see you soon. I'll see you soon again in Boracay because a good friend of ours, uh, Gray and Nicole, they're going to be in Boracay, so they want to get together when they're in Boracay. So I'll probably see you very soon. See you very soon, Merle. Oahu, Hawaii has an incinerator. They burn trash to energy, brings in 20% of the grid. Yeah, that sounds very efficient, right? That's, man, awesome. Awesome for Oahu, man. I just don't see it happening here. Yeah. Here in the Philippines, with everything here in the Philippines, even electricity, even farm, even crops, rice, sugar, you name it, tobacco, whatever. There's always a control about it. There's always like a kind of like a cartel. There's an electricity cartel that they control the grid system, the way to start new infrastructure because they control the price. They're controlling the price. Again, it's all for profit here. And I can't blame them. It's it's a free economy. Free economy is like that we live in. It is what it is. And most people here, we've just learned that electricity is more expensive. More. I pay more for electricity here than what I paid for electricity when I lived in Arizona. But to me, it's fine. I just use less of it. I just know that if I run my AC all day long, my electricity is going to be high. So I don't run it all day long. I just run it when I need it. When I need to sleep at night, and some nights when rainy season comes, I don't need the AC, so we don't even run it. But sometimes now, because it just gets so hot during the day, we're forced to run our AC during the day. But my electricity bill, I've never paid more. It right at 5,000 is the highest I pay on electricity bill a month. So that's about $90. Usually I'm at like 3,500 to 4,000 pesos a month. That's about $75 is what I pay for electricity. This summer, last month's bill was like at 90. So, $75 to $90, a $15 increase. It is what it is. It is what it is. They always pass the increase to the consumer here. And we have a 12% tax on our electricity here, the VAT, the national government. Every single person that pays an electricity bill, there's a 12% tax on you. So if you're living in the Philippines, you're saying you're not getting taxed by you're getting taxed. There's a VAT that you pay on electricity. Hawaii has a lot of solar panels on homes, and there are The only, there are solar farms here. I know I saw some in Dumaguete, driving through Dumaguete, but not many. You know, like here in Aklan province, I don't think I've seen a solar farm. Solar, and here in our community, Derek, we got 300 homes here. This is a gated subdivision. Not a single home here has solar panels. It's just expensive still for many people. They kind of balance out the cost of solar, cost of electricity. Like even for me, I still find it cheaper to have because of the initial cost of the solar system that you put in. And then, once you have the solar system in place, there's maintenance involved with that, right? It's not like the batteries last forever or the panels last forever. You know, things break, and then sometimes they even cause fire. So that's one of the worries too, because uh, when you have something like that installed here in the Philippines, it's not like in the U.S. where there's regulations, there's people inspecting it, they got to follow rules. You got the technicians got to be licensed and bonded. Here in the Philippines, man, you just got to find somebody hook it up, kind of like a do it yourself. So if it ends up burning your house, there's not many people. It's not like you can sue them. So that's another dynamic regarding a solar system here. It's not further along like it is in America. There are many homes here. A lot of expats here. I know that have completely solar powered their houses. But you know, cost money. Cost a lot of money. Maintenance, and then finding the right people to put it in your house. I think there's one company now in Calibo that does it, but it's not like there's a lot of them that do it all the time. You might like here, if they install it in your house and something happens and it burns down your house, it's not like you can sue them. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that here. When I was growing up in the Indiana, I drank. Yeah, me too, man. When I was growing up in the Philippines, in the 70s, I drank out of a hose. I used to ride my bicycle, drank from a hose. This was back in the 70s. That was okay back in the 70s. We didn't even have bottled water in the 70s. Now, bottled water, what's that? In the 70s, we don't have bottled water, but it's the times that we live in now. There's contaminants in our water now, not unlike in the 70s there. Will you plug in your refrigerator tomorrow into the? No, my Blue Yeti can't handle my refrigerator. Here in the Philippines, we just like if we lose power for the whole day, even 24 hours, we don't worry about it. I know Americans, they're worried about, ooh, it's gonna melt all my stuff, all my cold stuff. And if you close your refrigerator, the power, it's still gonna be cold in there for a while. It's not gonna be like it's not. It's gonna be several hours before it turns. It's not one of those. People here don't worry about that stuff. And then we don't overload a refrigerator here. It's not like in the U.S. where when you go grocery shopping in the U.S., your refrigerator, double door refrigerator, right? You got frozen stuff like for a whole month. In the Philippines, there's hardly anything in my freezer because we go to the public market like at least 3 times, 4 times a week. Dazzle, she doesn't like seafood that's frozen, so because and I agree with her. Fish, seafood, when it's frozen, it don't feel right, don't taste right. So we always go to the market on Bumblebee first thing in the morning or in the afternoon or whatever we want. We live 1 kilometer away from the public market. We can walk to the public market. So and then we got vendors. We got even people on motorbikes selling fresh seafood. So it doesn't make sense for us to store anything in our freezer. Even meat. We don't store anything. We don't store anything because it's so easy for us to, in the Philippines, a lot of Filipinos, it's big for Filipinos to buy everything fresh. Frozen is not a thing for Filipinos. Unlike in the U.S., because in the U.S. you work, you're busy. Saturday or Sunday is the only time of the week where you can shop for grocery. You're not making 3 4 times a week trip to the grocery. You want to buy everything in your fridge. That way you're set for the week or sometimes 2 weeks that, oh, I don't have to go grocery shopping for 2 weeks. Here in the Philippines, and we go to the grocery all the time. We go to the public market. We go to the fruit stands all the time because we want everything fresh. We don't want to buy like a whole like a stack of bananas because it's hard. They ripen so fast. Usually I'll buy at the most 1 kilo of bananas because I know the amount of bananas I can eat, the amount of bananas. So it's not hard for us to go to the store. Go outside the sari store. Even it's got eggs. You name it, eggs, tomatoes, onions. There is an electric plant in Calibo. I want to be able to tour it and see what they have. It's close to there. Oh, I never seen it. I've never even seen it, HD. I've been to the one at Lezo. That's where our electricity comes here. It's in Lezo because I used to pay my bill there. But now I just pay my bill Gcash. I don't even have to pay it. My bill comes in, I pay Gcash, I'm done. It's like all electronic now. I don't have a refrigerator yet. I use ice to keep some stuff cold. Yeah, see, look at HD. HD's been living here over a year now, I think, and he don't even have a refrigerator because we don't buy. You know, a lot of times we like when Dazzle gets up and Dazzle say it's Friday today. Today is kind of like Mongo Day. Mongo beans is kind of like a Friday dish. So more likely we'll cook Mongo today. We'll go to the market and buy Mongo, buy tomato, red onions if we don't have it, and buy a little piece of meat, like pork, maybe like 1/4 kilo of pork to put on the Mongo. Maybe some dried fish because we like eating danggit. We like eating danggit with the Mongo, and we'll eat that for lunch. Leftover, we'll eat for dinner. So that's our meal. So it's not in our refrigerator. We have to go to the public market to do it. It's fun. For me, it's fun. Yeah, I guess because I'm retired, I have all the time to go to the public market. And then while we're there, we're gonna get probably bananas. We're gonna get whatever we see. It's like here, there. In the U.S., they like hot pot. Yeah, I know, right? I know there. I do not have a single TV dinner, hot pocket, or frozen pizza on our freezer. It's not the thing to do here. It's like Filipinos are into that. It's like most Filipinos, like, especially here in the province, everything Filipinos want fresh. That's a big thing for, most of the time. I'm sure you've seeing it in Southern Leyte there. A lot of Filipinos before even sunrise, before 7 a.m., they've already done their market. People like to go to the market like at 5:30 or 6 a.m. because they want to get the catch of the day. The fishermen fish at nighttime. They deliver to the public market like at 4 a.m. People want the freshest. Rarely do people buy fish here and keep in or seafood of any type and freeze it. You ruin it. You ruin it. Crab, squid, shrimp, anything. Once you put it in the freezer, that's ruined. In the Filipinos' eyes. In the Filipinos' eyes. Same thing with me. It's like I like everything fresh also. And Dazzle, she won't eat frozen seafood. Merle, we had plastic water tindahan. Yes, tindahan at the store, sari-sari store. Either water or ice is refreshing to drink, especially after playing basketball. Yeah, yeah. And a lot of people do that. Like Merle, like and you'll see that in Boracay, where they make like plastic. It's like plastic, and they put drinking water in it. They'll tie it. They'll freeze it. And a lot of basketball players will like get the frozen one when they start play basketball and let it melt, and they'll drink it. Once it's because it's really cold, and still ice in the middle. I've done that. So I know what you're talking about, bro. When is Gray and Nicole? No telling. A lot of times they'll just, yeah, I'm here in Boracay, man. Come on. Usually it's like that. I don't. It's like he's retired. You know, it's like he doesn't have a schedule. But I know when he says he's going to Boracay, he'll be in Boracay soon. He stayed in Boracay for a whole month last year. The whole month of June last year, he stayed in Boracay at the Mandarin, at the Mandarin Hotel. He stayed at a hotel for a month. And he's not got that kind of money yet. Derek, isn't there a hydropower there that make there's some I know there not it's different parts of the Philippines. I know in near Libacao there's a hydro plant, uh, but I don't know how much power they produce, or I don't know. Not enough to like power the whole province. I'm sure it's like added. I'm sure it's added electricity here. The one in Leso is distribution. The plant generates power. I'm wondering if they have coal, gas, diesel. I guess I would need to talk. Yeah, no, talk to the people. I've heard majority, the high proportion of electricity here is still produced by coal. You know, I've read something where it says I think 70% still is coal, and then another percentage is liquefied natural gas. So the coal is still the predominant source of electricity. Filipinos don't use microwave. They do. I have a microwave right there, man. I got rarely though. Rarely do I use a microwave. You know, it's like I don't even know why I have it. I don't even know why I have it, man. I rarely use that microwave, man. I guess because it's not expensive. I think I paid like $50 for the microwave. Just because Leanna likes popcorn. Leanna likes microwave popcorn, so we use the microwave to pop some popcorn. That's pretty much it. You know, it's like I said, we rarely use the microwave. Wolfgang, hi Gino. Have kind of fridge made out of clay. It works without. Oh wow, wow, that's really good. Like India, they have without electricity, only water is needed. Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Most of the time, most for the longest time, I didn't even have a full refrigerator in the house. I think this refrigerator that we bought is an inverter refrigerator. We bought this maybe 2 years ago. The first 8 years that Daz and I, we were the only ones living in the house here. We had a dormitory refrigerator. You know, that's all. Yeah, we had like a tiny dormitory because we never had anything hardly in it. You know, the only reason we bought like this, it's a one door on the top freezer, and on the but the only reason we bought it was because Leanne and Mom, you know, moved in with us, so we needed more, at least more cold water, a place for milk, you know, to keep the milk. The Lakers are out, needs to retire. Yeah, you know, it's like it is what it is, and you know, it's like I'll always be a Laker fan. You know, that's my team. You know, it's like we got Luka Doncic, so I'm sure we can build around Luka. HD, yes, it's added. The plant in Calibo covers a certain amount. Same with the one in Libacao. You sync the AC to connect to the grid. To connect to the grid. All right, all right. Okay. I still got a little bit of time. I can hit this article here. I saw this article and I wanted to share here. There's a company in Australia. You know, you always hear people, you know, the business outsource processing, your BPO, the BPO process in outsourcing. You know, the call centers. You know how people are saying, you know, AI is coming. It's going to eliminate all those jobs here in the Philippines. There's different levels. There's this different levels, and I'm understanding it more and more regarding that BPO industry. The lower level, the one that doesn't, you know, that's monotonous work. You know, monotonous work. Yes, the AI is gonna remove a lot of those jobs. We know, but a lot of your more advanced, like the executive assistant type, you know, the one that needs like that somebody still managing it as a person. Um, they're actually still thriving here in the Philippines. Actually, the past year, the BPO hasn't struggled here. The call centers, they're right now they're still making money. They made good money the past year. And this Australian company, moving 48 executive assistant roles to Manila. It's part of their company already. They have a branch here in Manila. So what's happening is a lot of these the foreign in Australia, New Zealand, you name it, they are moving their operations still to the Philippines. It's not like you're thinking, oh, they're losing all the call center jobs. They're If anything, there's like it's getting to be higher paying because in the call center industry, the low paying jobs in the call center, those are the ones going away. But the higher end, uh, they're it's not the only company. This Australian company, they moved 48 earlier this year. KPMG Australia, 200 executive assistant roles to the Philippines through an outsourcing partner. So uh, the Philippines is not really feeling that yet. People, oh, it's the death of the BPO industry. Uh, I don't think AI has gotten that advanced yet. AI still has limitations. Maybe 5, 10 years from now, maybe, but there's still a lot of limitations with AI. I mean, we still have waitresses and waiters, right? Robots aren't serving us our meals. There are some, restaurants that use robots now, but it's pricey. It's like it's expensive to have that kind of service from a robot. Offshore staffing in the Philippines is increasingly being used for back office, administrative, finance, compliance, and support functions across the big four firms. So it's before the Philippines was used like for customer service. Like you're like, can I help you, sir? You have a problem with your account. It's like, oh, you need to change your phone number. That's the ones that AI is replacing. But a lot of like the back office, finance, compliance, uh, they're still still thriving. There's still jobs coming now for Australia because these companies overseas. It's a worry for the workers in Australia, for the workers in England, because over domestic white collar jobs. They're losing those white collar jobs and they're moving it to the Philippines. But the Philippines is benefiting because it's cheaper. Everything is cheaper here. Employees are cheaper. Signals continue expansion of high value BPO and shared services jobs. So I don't think we've gotten to the point, you hear people talking about the death of call centers here in the Philippines. Yes, there has been some that have closed, but they just pivot to like more higher end roles, like business management firms being done here in the Philippines. Ate Rosalie and Herm are kind. Oh, right. Then I introduce you to the best landlords in Boracay Island, Merle. I don't think you can find better people than Rosalie and Herm. We had a nice conference yesterday. Herm was the one that told me to use his masseuse, but no happy ending. That's funny. That's funny. You're right. He said, "Hey, I know, right? I told you were gonna get along with Herm because Herm, he's got that sense of humor. He's a joker, man. He's funny. He's from Greece. Herm is from Greece, but he's been here He's from Greece. Lived in California. Now he's here in the Philippines for I know at least since after the pandemic is when Herm moved to Boracay Island. That's why I'm interested in looking at their equipment they use in how. Oh, okay. I don't know if they'll let you could try, right? You could try, if they'll let you in there. I don't know how AI Roberta. I'm not familiar. I'm not familiar with AI, Roberta. I have not called any, like to where, how you call a company. I really don't have a need for anything. I don't have a credit card anymore in the US. I don't have a credit card here in the Philippines. I can't remember the last time I had to use somebody that to call to help me. It's like, I guess it really simplified my life here. It's like, and booking airline. I've never really had to call anybody. I can't remember the last time I did it to call customer service for anything. It's been years. It's been years since I called anybody for customer service. AI doesn't know how many R's in how many R's in strawberry. AI robot will take over the world. I will be back. Yeah, yeah, I'm sure, but I think we're still a long way. I think people are, over, I know it's coming. I know, yeah, but probably not in my lifetime. It's like, they're still going to need people. I think you're still going to need people. Hey, good morning, James. Hey, I saw your live stream earlier. I just wasn't commenting. I was in the background. I did a like on your live stream this morning, James. I was just on the background. Be Heart. Hey, James. Hey, James. All right. Let me see here. Uh, okay, one more article here, and then I'm gonna end it. I saw this. Um, this happened in the Kalinga province, up in northern Luzon. It says here, 228 million worth of marijuana destroyed in massive Cordillera drug raid. You know, there are drugs in the Philippines. There are, and marijuana here, like I said on the previous live stream, marijuana in the Philippines is treated like was crystal meth. It's heavy. It's not like in the U.S. There's a lot of legal marijuana, there is none of that here in the Philippines. So even oil, medical oil, none of that here in the Philippines. Marijuana is treated here like a drug. You will get arrested here in the Philippines if you are into marijuana. But it exists. It exists pretty much anywhere. It's like I don't think pretty much anywhere in the world that you go now, you will have drugs. That's the world that we live in. Philippines, no different. They had to destroy 228 million worth of marijuana. I'm sure they plant these marijuana up in the jungles, up in the mountains. They hide these places here in the Philippines. Right here, it says the anti-drug sweep targeted 10 active marijuana cultivation sites spread across approximately 9.5 hectares of land on Mount Chumanchil in Barangay Lokong, Tinglayan, Kalinga province. Because in the Philippines, it wouldn't be hard to plant hectares of marijuana. There's so much, so much land here, like up in the jungles, mountains, no roads going there. So uh, easy for somebody to plant a lot of marijuana. So operation, it was tactical eradication. May 17th happened. May 17th and May 18th. Operatives uprooted and burned approximately 1.14 million fully grown marijuana plants. That's a lot of plants. 1 million fully grown marijuana plants. After completing the clearing operations, authorities conducted a symbolic flag raising ceremony to reassert government presence and authority in the area. That's pretty cool, man. They had, after they eradicated the marijuana, they had a flag raising ceremony. That's pretty good, man. I like that. I like that. But it did say here, ongoing investigation. No cultivators or suspects were arrested during the operations. However, the Kalinga Police Provincial Office confirmed that investigations are ongoing to identify the financiers, operators, individuals behind the marijuana plantations. Um, I'm pretty sure somewhere here in Aklan province and somewhere most of the provinces here in the Philippines, there's a marijuana plantation somewhere. It's just one of those things, they make money, because it's illegal. There's always going to be people that want to do illegal drugs in the Philippines or illegal marijuana. But marijuana is illegal in the Philippines. You do not want to get caught with any marijuana here. If you go to Thailand, you decided to, they allow marijuana in Thailand. You don't want to fly into the Philippines carrying any marijuana. You're going to head straight to jail here in the Philippines. Like I said, marijuana here in the Philippines, it is treated like shabu or crystal meth. Any drugs here in the Philippines, you know, that's easy jail time for sure. They're not just going to deport you. If they catch you with marijuana here and you're on a tourist visa, you're not just going to deport you. You're going to spend some jail time here in the Philippines. The employees at BDO Station 2 are so nice. All right, I met them, right? I met them twice. I took Merle to the BDO. They helped me open a bank account. I got them a bucket of. Oh, that's nice. See, that's all right, man. That's all right. I like that, Merle. That you got them a bucket of job. I'm sure they appreciated that. Man, you're gonna get treated like a VIP now at Banque de Oro in Boracay with that bucket of chicken, and they are all appreciated it. Thanks for helping me, Kuya Gino. You're great. You're welcome. You're welcome, my brother. And any questions you have, but I know you'll be fine, man. I know, Merle's the type of guy that he'll figure out everything in Boracay Island. And you're living in paradise. You're getting a massage. It's like you're going to the party boat this evening, and you are living the dream, my brother. You're living the dream. All right, I'm gonna end the live stream right here. I'm at the 2 hour mark. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining the live stream. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Everyone, please stay blessed. Stay blessed.